Hello, so today I will be showing you how to handle file uploads using Express. So here we have our dummy bank application that we've made before. So let me just sign in to an account. So for the sake of demonstration purposes for file uploads, what we will do is add an avatar image for our users. So to start doing that, let's start with adding the avatar field in our user model. So the models, let's modify the user's model and add an avatar field and of type string. So one thing to note here is the type of the avatar, type string. It's not blob or file or anything. That's because when doing file uploads, we don't actually store the file in the database. But instead you store the file in the file system, and then you store in the database a URL to that file. So that's why we're just storing here a string instead of blob or file or whatever. So now we've added the avatar field in our model. Next, let's create a migration to add that field to our database. So using the SQLize CLI tool, let's create a migration called user avatar. Let's write the code for that migration quickly. So since we're just adding a column, so let's just add column to the users table, and the name of the column is avatar, and then it is of type SQLized string. So and then go down, let's undo what we did. So we'll remove the column avatar. So now that we have our migration and we've already updated our model, let's apply the migration. SQLize db create. So at this point, our user model already has an avatar field. So what we need to do next is add a way for the user to actually upload an avatar. So back in the profile page, let's add an extra form which submits to upload avatar, and if is of method post, because every time you want to send some data to the server, you always use post. So let's just quickly make this form. So upload avatar, the file, name avatar. So to handle file requests, you need to use the input type file element, which makes sure it's type file. So it gives you this nice file selection widget where you can, so this is the input type file element, and let's see it in action. So since we want our form to submit to /upload avatar, let's define that route. So somewhere in my index.js, I can add an extra route for that. Post upload avatar function request response. And then for now, let's just try to log the request body, and then respond with success status, which is 200. Let's see. Also uploading an avatar, pictures, screenshots, that. Let's use this upload. So we're redirected to this page, and in our server logs we can see that we received in our request that body we received the avatar field with the file name of the image that I uploaded. Now the problem here is I'm getting the avatar as a string, which is just the file name of the file that I uploaded, instead of having the actual file. So to tell the form to actually send the actual file, we need to give it the type attribute with the multi-part form data value. So that attribute will tell the form to actually upload the selected file, the avatar, instead of just sending its file name back to the server. So let's do that again. So I'm gonna choose the file and upload. So it's still the same, but in the server we're not seeing the avatar anymore. That's because it's being encoded differently, so it's not being parsed by the parser. So what we can do is to use an npm module to parse the uploaded files, and it's called Multer. So if we check its docs, Multer is a Node.js middleware for handling file uploads. So any forms that has an enc type of multi-part form data, which is what our form does, and it's primarily used for uploading files. So now that we've installed Multer, next thing you can do is to prepare it before we start using it. So Multer, then to use Multer we need to configure it. So let's configure Multer. What you need to tell Multer is where you want the uploaded files to be stored. So dest, you tell Multer that where you want the files to be stored using the dest option. So just give it a directory name. So let's say, for example, I want the files to be uploaded in the uploads folder. So here I've created an upload. Oh, here's an uploads folder. Then once we've configured Multer, we can use that middleware to parse our uploaded files. So here we're using the upload.single middleware and passing it the name of our input element. So in here, avatar, this is the name of our file input element. And then after parsing and storing the uploaded files, Multer will store some metadata regarding that file in request.that file. So let's console.log that one also. Okay, so let's see what's happening now. So let's sign in again. I upload a file, so it gets sent here, and then inside the upload avatar route, the upload.single avatar Multer middleware will run and then parse the uploaded file in the avatar field, and then attach that to request.that file, which we're logging here. So this is the metadata regarding the uploaded file. So you see its original file name, its MIME type, which is a PNG image, where it gets stored, its file name, and like its full path to where it's stored. So if we check our uploads folder, we actually see an image and a file being uploaded. So it's in binary format. You can't actually see that, but the file is there. So let's improve this further. Instead of logging and just sending a 200 status, let's redirect back to the profile page. So response redirect to the profile page. Okay, so now that we can get our files uploaded to the server, the next thing we need to do is to serve those files. So remember before that we added an express.static route to serve all static files inside the static directory. What we'll do is do the same for the uploads directory. So what I want is if you access /avatars URL, Express will serve the uploads directory. So that way we can reference the uploaded files from anywhere in our web application. So let's see an example of that. So let's say, for example, in the profile page I have an avatar with whose src is avatars / a file name of an avatar. So we see an avatar, which means our avatars inside the uploads directory are being served by Express. But of course we don't want to hard code avatar URLs like this. So what we will do instead is store, since we already added an avatar field in our user model earlier, what we'll do is store the URLs to the user's avatar in its avatar field. So first, before we can do that, is we need to get the user instance. So remember that before we store the current user's email address in the session. So here we are getting the user's email address from the session, and then we just query the user model where the user's email is equal to the email in the session. Then once we get the user instance, we just update it. We update its avatar field with a path to the files. Well, actually not a path, but since it starts with avatars / the file name of the uploaded file. So then after that change happens, that's when we redirect back to the profile page. So let's try to do that again. We will actually remove this hard-coded avatar image for now, and then try to log in again. So before we try to upload, let's check our database first. Select email avatar from users. So you see that all users don't have an avatar yet, but if I upload one for my user, so I get redirected back to the profile, and if I check the database again, you see that an avatar URL has already been stored in the avatar field of my user instance. So since we already have that avatar URL, we can then add an IMG element which will render that avatar image. So user.avatar, then user avatar. But then since some users might not have avatars, let's put that inside an if block. So if user has an avatar, that's the only time we try to render an image. So here, yay, so we are now rendering avatars that belong to you. So I'm gonna try to replace that avatar. So yay, it gets changed. Or let's try some stupid screenshots. Upload. So my avatar is being changed now based from whatever's stored in the database, and also the files are being uploaded properly. So you can do some styling you want here to display the avatars properly, but that's up to you. So now we've already stored. So what we've accomplished now is an ability for the user to upload files. So just using the input type file element, and most importantly, since we're dealing with file uploads, we need the type property attribute of the form. And then we're using Multer to parse uploaded files and store them in a directory that we want. So in this case, we are storing all uploaded files in the uploads directory. So which is what we see here, all files uploaded in the uploads directory. And then next thing is we serve the upload directory so that it can be accessible from the outside world. And then we are storing the avatar URLs of the user in the database. So instead of storing the actual file in the database, which will take lots of database space, we're instead just storing a URL as a URL to your avatar, which is just like a short string. And then yeah, we are rendering your avatar. And one last thing is regarding the file names or avatar. So you notice that Multer auto-generates some random strings for your file names. So we can that's fine, that's actually fine, like for me, because Multer already takes care of making sure that each uploaded files have unique names. But let's just say, for example, that you don't want that, you want to control the file names of the uploaded files. What you can do is actually define a custom Multer storage. So what we want is a disk storage, because we're saving files to the disk or the file system. So in the it's actually disk storage. So in configuring a custom storage, you have to define two things. First is a destination function, and the second one, which is what we need, is a file name function. So both functions accept, request the file, and callback. So you need the so basically from the destination, you need to generate a string where you want where you want the files to be uploaded. So it's just the same, you want the files to be uploaded in the uploads directory. So we pass that to the callback. So this callback function just came from here. So first argument will be an error. So since we don't have an error, it's just null. So what this tells Multer is the destination of the uploaded files. So this is exactly similar to the dest configuration. And then second thing is the file name. So this is actually where we define the new file name for the uploaded file. So just for example, let's just give it a fixed file name for now, like avatar sample.png. So now instead of passing dest to Multer, we tell Multer which storage to use, which is just the storage, Multer storage that we defined. So if we do if we upload another file again, let's see. If I upload another file, it can be any file that I want. That one just uploaded, and notice that the file name of the file is now what I returned from the file name function of our custom storage. So obviously this is not a good idea because we're hard coding the file name. So what we can do is do some randomization, like so basically the point here is whatever string you pass to the callback function, that will be the file name that will be used for the uploaded file. So let's add some randomization. So let's say file name was I'll base it on the date that and then so in here I'm just assuming that it's a PNG file, but let's see, I want to get the extension. So file at original name. So the file parameter here is actually an object containing a few metadata regarding the uploaded file. And then, so I just split it for every dot and then got the last part. So dot plus extension. Then instead of a hard-coded file name, we just give it the file name variable which we computed back here. So let's try it again. So choose a file. Let's see, I want that upload, so it gets uploaded, and its file name has been it's now based on what we generated, so it's the date and then the file extension. Let's try uploading another one. It gets uploaded, and you see that the file name is now we now have control over the file name. It's not just whatever random characters that Multer generates. So basically that's how we do file uploads in Express. So we use Multer. So let's check the Multer docs again. Multer actually has different capabilities, not just for handling single file uploads. It can actually handle multiple file uploads. So you can check the Multer docs on how to do that. So that's it regarding file uploads. So thank you.